Hey, quick update. So on BTC, this is doing, if you saw the last video update that I did yesterday, where I said, I kind of drew the circle right here. I said right around here, we're going to start a potential downtrend if we can't push up above the 55 EMA, right? 55 EMA is one of my key dynamic resistance levels. So we didn't break up above it, and we pushed down. Exactly what I said was going to happen. I said if we did break above 55, we would break out into the 40s. But unless that happens, we're going to dump down because of the 4-hour reset, and we didn't have a bullish momentum shift. So the prior bottom is still 30K, so we're still far away from that. I don't think we get down there. Again, I think on Bitcoin, well, so the other alts, a bunch of the alts may hit lows. I'm not worried about those. I'm worried about Bitcoin because Bitcoin's going to run the show here. If Bitcoin can continue the recovery, everything else will follow. Now, the one thing that's a little bit concerning is there's been a shift in sentiment, and you can see that on social media. So, Vitalik had sold a bunch of Ethereum at the top, much like he did in 2018, well, the beginning of 2018, end of 2017. And that made a bunch of people speculate, and that actually continued. That happened yesterday. So yesterday we started with that second leg down after not breaking through the 55 EMA, and then all that news started coming out, and they all started posting screenshots of him selling off an insane amount of Ethereum at the high. That makes me think that they could be up to no good. If everybody's coordinating and they're putting out FUD again, they might want to drive the price lower, but the only way that that could happen, if we hit a new low at this point, if this recovery doesn't hold on Bitcoin, again, Bitcoin will carry everything else. I'm not worried about everything else. If Bitcoin doesn't hold, I think we enter a bear market. I think that's pretty much it. This is her last stand. If Bitcoin goes below 30K, we're going to see a reset on the monthly, which is going to take between 6 and 10 months. Now, during that 6 and 10 months, we can enter short positions, and then you can play every short-term bounce, right? So at least here, for instance, I was making longer-term hold entries, but I may just take the 25% loss on the stuff that I already bought. No, not 25, but my overall average loss will probably be between 15% and 22%, around there. But that's why I didn't get all the way in, right? I only entered with some of my long-term stuff. Like, I put in half of my long-term money, and the other half is still sitting on the sidelines, and then I still have my short-term trading capital, which is on the sidelines as well. I think if we do hit a new low, we enter that bear market, and then I'm going to have to radically shift my strategy. So I'll have to do a whole video explaining what that is. People in the group obviously know it, people who've been in it for a long time, because I kind of learned how to trade and started doing this in the last bear market. So that's sort of my wheelhouse. You can short when you're going down, and then you just predict those bounces. And every time you bounce, you could do short-term trades, and you don't do the longer-term stuff. So if I close out all the longer-term stuff, I'm just going to be 100% a short-term trader for several months. And that's a little bit of a different strategy, but we don't have to worry about that yet. I want to see what happens if we hit a new low. If we hit a new low on Bitcoin, I'm just going to get out of everything and just wait and adjust my strategy and then start playing the bounces. I still don't think that's going to happen, though. So we'll see. I'm starting to see signs of it with like additional FUD coming out and people talking about how he was, how Vitalik sold at the top and he moved all the ETH, and that means the bear market's here. So when you see sentiment start to shift like that, it could throw things out of whack. And then if it triggers the institutional guys and the big money guys and the other big whales to get out with whatever they have left, then we're going to see a massive dump, and it's going to take us back to that prior low. We'll see what happens. But so far it's holding. This is exactly where I would expect it to hold. The technicals are still holding really well because the 4-hour reversal occurred and we came back down. Now we're bottoming out on the 4-hour. So we're almost down into that oversold territory on the 4. That's another reason. Unless we were to dump really hard, really fast, this dump should be exactly what I drew on my last update video. Because on my last update video, I specifically was like, all right, one thing we can see is this could actually be an ABC, and then we push up again, right? So I said we might get another low if we don't break above that hourly 55 EMA. It looks like that's exactly how it played out. And the way the timing is working now, bottoming out on the 4-hour, there's a really good chance we bounce. But we need a big bounce. We have to get back up to 40K. If we can't break above the 55 EMA on the hourly chart, which is currently at 37.3, if we can't push up and get above that, we're in trouble. But I'm pretty sure we can. We just need to get this 4-hour reversal. Then we're going to be in a much better position. As far as timing on that, there's 2 hours left on this 4-hour candle. So if this 4-hour candle can hold reasonably well above 32, yeah, 32 is down here. If this 4-hour candle will hold above 32, the next one could be the reversal candle, and that could push us back up into the mid-30s at the very least initially. And then over that 4-hour reversal, take us back above 39 towards 40K. So I'll do another update in a bit. I'm obviously not entering any trades. Although, you know what? With the 4-hour reversal incoming, I'm not going to do it on this candle. There's 2 hours left on this candle. The next 4-hour candle, I might add some to my positions there, except that probably wouldn't be my longer term stuff. That I might actually play that bounce. I'm going to start messing with my shorter term strategy a bit, I think. So if this candle holds and the next 4-hour candle starts to look strong, I can buy in on that 4-hour candle, ride the wave up, sell at the top, and then I make a nice profit on that run. So that will be my short-term trade strategy, and that's what I do in the bear market. As we get those 4-hour bounces, I get in. Also, remember, on my last update video, I highlighted the rising wedge, and I said that's really bearish, and that creates a situation where we might dump as we get to that circle that I predicted. I mean, it's exactly as I predicted. So let's see. When I have short-term predictions like that, and I say, oh, look, we have a rising wedge, each of my dynamic resistance, there's a decent chance we could dump right here if we don't break above that level, and then we do it exactly as I predicted, that tells you that my model is accurate and my model is working really well, right? So if my overall model, longer term, big picture, is still bullish, that we still get another pump, I'm going to trust that because obviously everything else I've predicted has come to fruition, right? So obviously I could be wrong eventually, but so far everything I've predicted has been so perfect that I'm going to trust my model on the longer term side too and believe that we're not going to a new low. But we should have a lot more information over the next couple 4-hour candles, so stay tuned for an update.